Hi everybody, welcome once again to our Low on Health game video review. These are of course the reviews I do to go over what games I played recently. At the very end of 2010, excuse me, I realized I wasn't going to be able to play that many games in 2011. Mostly due to financial reasons, but also because a lot of the games I didn't really feel were going to be good in 2011. What I decided to do then was make a promise to myself to go back and play some of the classic games I loved in my youth, being my high school years. And of course this covers the time of where Squaresoft was really kind of the premier RPG maker back in the day. Of course, this includes 7, 8, 9, Xenogears, Vagrant Story, Chrono Cross, and Front Mission 3. In which case, I decided, of course, this year to go ahead and play through those games. And what I've been doing, unfortunately, my PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, which I both still have, work and power up fine, but their disk drives are shot. They won't read any games. So what I've been able to do, actually, is to find an emulator for the PC. And I'm actually being able, it'll let me play the discs onto the regular CD-ROM drive and play the games that way. And the cool thing about the emulator, it has save states, so I can constantly do save states because it's an emulator, it does kind of crash every now and then. But I can use my Xbox 360 wired controller and basically play it on my TV and kind of size it up to however it is. And that's what I've been doing. And of course, the first game I decided to do was going to be Front Mission 3 because I've always been clamoring for a really good kind of mech strategy game, and that really hasn't happened in this generation. Besides Zoids, but I'm not going to get into that. So moving on, first game we'll talk about here is Front Mission 3. Front Mission 3 is, of course, the classic Squaresoft series, in which case it's been bastardized with Front Mission Evolve, which I'm not going to discuss. But Front Mission 3 is, a basic strategy RPGs where you use mechs. In which case, I remember playing it back in the day, and I played it recently, and I love it just as much. The graphics are kind of dated, but still solid. And what I really liked about this game was its kind of little nuances and its charm. It has its very own internet. It has its very own forum and email system back before the internet was really that popular, and it's kind of cool. You can kind of dive through it, go to high school internet boards and vote on like who's the princess or who the homecoming queen should be. You can go to companies and download different schematics for maps and whatnot, and that little just part of the game of emailing different people and kind of just surfing forums and websites, I like that part of it. I did that immensely when I first played it and when I played it the second time. The game also has two branching paths, which are kind of subtle, in which case they're kind of the same, but that was kind of interesting. I just did one path. Actually, I did the same path both times. But it's a classic kind of, strategy RPG, in which case you pick, your arm parts, your weapon parts, and you choose your turns and you go. I really much just enjoyed it because it's very formulaic. It's very much just strategy and turn-based, and I haven't really played that many games nowadays in the next generations that are kind of strategy-based like this. The closest thing that reminded me of this game was Chrome Hounds. I love Chrome Hounds immensely, but that was kind of live action, but I love that mech stuff. So in which case, as you're going to see here, the visuals are kind of dated. But what I did with this version too, I really kind of leaned heavily on the missiles because they could kind of track and go anywhere, but they had an ammo base. But I just really much enjoyed the game. The music was actually really good. Like I said, the visuals was good. The story was okay. The story just kind of get kind of long in the tooth towards the tail end part with the DHC, and then it kind of rapidly picks up towards the end. But I definitely like you can blow people up. You can go after different parts of the arms. They can surrender. You can surround them. You can do power leveling by doing kind of arena stuff, doing different missions. It does have the kind of JRPG humor. Apologize for the coughing. I'm still trying to get over something. But very good game. I love it immensely. And I basically played this one because I wanted to get to Front Mission 5, which is going to be the next thing I'm going to be talking about here, which is coming up, Front Mission 5. Real quick, I did try to do Front Mission 4. The emulator didn't do it that well. I could play it in the PS3. Don't really want to bother with it. The voice acting isn't that great for 4, and 4 I remember just not being that great overall, so I just skipped it. Went straight to Front Mission 5, which was never released over here in the States. But luckily, some very dedicated fans have fan-subbed it and released a version. I was able to play in the emulator and play a version of this English translation. In which case, I liked Front Mission 5. Its looks were very much updated. I like its battles because now when you actually fight, which you'll see later on here, you actually will move and then fight in one fluid motion, which I very much liked. It kind of added more of a cinematic effect to it. Things I didn't like about Front Mission 5 was its kind of story takes place over all the front missions. Kind of takes place along like the whole run of the whole different kind of conflicts. In which case that kind of got aggravating because upgrading 3 years would pass and you still can't upgrade your mech and the same weapons are available. A lot of the cool thing is there's a lot of back and forth. Like you'll attack somebody and they'll attack back depending on the AP, and then you'll attack back depending on AP, which is great. But the game includes friendly fire, in which case it sucks because you use the shotguns a lot or whatnot. Some of the fire might hit your friends, or if there's a lot of crossfire going on, you can really do damage. Missiles also require line of sight, in which case I hated that part because missiles are item based. They have ammo, unlike a lot of the other weapons, and if you run out, that's it. You have to either have an ammo pouch and reload or not. One cool thing about the game too I like is that you have items to repair parts. In Front Mission 5, you actually have a backpack that can repair parts unlimited, which once again ruins the whole missile pack idea, because if the enemy can heal themselves and missiles do a lot of damage, then what's the point? What I ended up doing was just having like 3 healers and like 1 main attacker, and my healers could attack a little bit too, and just basically sit there and be able to kind of systematically take everybody else while healing everybody, and that kind of just eventually took the fun out of the game. But that's Front Mission 5. I very much enjoy the Front Mission series, don't like where it's going, but hopefully with Armored Core 5, where Armored Core the series is going, who knows, that might be kind of my next mecha fix. But as always, thank you for watching. I'm sorry my voice is going, but going forward with other PSN games, I plan on playing Chrono Cross, and just recently Xenogears is coming out in the PSN, so I'll be able to play that in my PSP, so thumbs up for that. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.